simple and plain. That's why I played the game. To be the best, you have to win. And that's what drives me.
He's the best player in the game. It's just that simple. Ted, are you on the line?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. Ted 90, are you on the line?
Yeah, what's up?
Yo, let me just ask you in plain words, because WACK just gave me the longest Johnny Cochran message.
No, I'm telling you what
is the guy a rat or not? I look to y'all I look to the Hunted side and the exposers and 1090. Who got the work? Is he a rat or not?
So at this point, he can't stand on it based on a court document because he doesn't have that. I know what this crazy got. He could respond, and I'm telling you, the fact that he has not responded in the way that I know he could, based on something to kind of talk or discredit something, I think he's waiting on that to just take a fork in the whole situation. I hope it comes back in favor of Larry. But right now, I know what he's doing. I know he knows me like I know him.
Hey, 1090, since we have you on here officially, because I'm going to be honest with you, and I've seen a lot of people send me this, and they says your reputation, I think you went through this before, where your reputation becomes in limbo because people are wondering if you're either jumping the gun or you're lying, right?
Nah, I wouldn't say his reputation. His reputation.
My reputation, it ain't be in limbo because people have favoritism.
There we go.
Right?
Talk about it.
So the thing is,
Selective
they're
politics.
talking about
now slow down.
My reputation isn't on the line in this situation, right? So, WACK, where did this start from? Who was the one that originally posted this? Because people,
it was an app called Squid 8 from Chicago.
Right. So act.
Yeah.
This hit came from Chicago itself.
It didn't come.
Somebody from Chicago.
So you didn't conjure this up?
No, not at all.
Man, somebody from Chicago did this, and somebody from LA sent it to me and said, "Hey."
And the nigga who did that in Chicago is a weirdo. Putting out this type of information right after Trump just commuted the man, then you want to drop this type of information. That Squid 8 page is I don't know, whoever running that page is weird.
It's real. So what I did was I looked into it. I found articles saying the same as whoever from Chicago posted it, right? That was a Chicago blog that posted that. So that came from the city of Chicago. The reason.
And the thing about it is, we can't say that that's a Chicago blog. That could be somebody from a different state that just created that page and made it seem like they're from Chicago. That could be the case.
The reason they not putting a face on it is because they know what comes with it. That's the same reason James Highsmith isn't going to speak against Larry Hoover. He still lives in Chicago.
Really?
Now, when I read the content the interview I read, it was a great piece to protect Mr. Hoover. But
was it factual though, WACK? I know you wouldn't run no fake content. The guy who said Larry Hoover never told on me.
Here's the thing. I am not this individual. These men are in their 70s. All I can do is go over that newspaper clipping and ask him, was it factual? What does he account what happened that day? Which is up on my page, right? So I let him answer. But what I'm telling you is, one thing about it, like when you got two at the chessboard, we kind of know what each other's up to based upon our movement. And based upon the moves he hasn't made, then that lets me know what 1090's up to.
So,
right?
WACK, I'm going to ask you again. If 1090 come with the work and it shows that Larry Hoover may have done such, will you stand on the Hunted side and say, hey, despite me having a conversation with the man who claimed, Larry Hoover never told on him, the work says otherwise, and Larry Hoover is a rat. Will you say that?
1090 can answer that. I'm always going to go off to work. You know that.
So, hey, WACK, let me ask you, right? Because you just said you always going to go off to work, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go off to work.
If you live in California State Prison, so if word comes out that somebody snitched, right, and you go and ask the person that did the shooting, is what he says gonna matter? Or is the paperwork?
No, the paperwork is gonna call the last
Because
shot.
the shooter can get paid off to say anything, right?
Well, people can get paid off, people could get intimidated, people could be persuaded.
Right. Now let me ask
hold
you
on. Now
another
watch
question.
this act. Watch this act. You gotta remember. Act. You gotta remember, and the world has to remember that.
Yeah.
You gotta know. Because if it was me and your thing, and we was speaking the same way, you know we're gonna whatever you find, I can find, right? So I'm telling you, based upon me knowing 1090 and how he moves and knowing what I got, I'm assuming, right? Actually, I'm not gonna assume. I know he has a certain document and he just hasn't used it. So when I ask myself, well, why hasn't he fired the shot? I'm saying he's waiting to get back those 1968 documents. So I'm going to ask you, 1090, is there a certain document that's in your possession that you could have responded with, but you haven't yet?
Absolutely.
There you go. I'm telling you, like, nigga, we chess players. I know.
But since
And I want to know who 1090 Jake really working with, because how he get them documents from way back when in the the Chicago Tribune. They don't even sell those newspapers no more. That was way back in the day. I remember my granddad used to collect those.
since we chess players, right? Let me ask you a question, right?
What's up?
You Pyru. If you hear one of the big homies in Pyru got some on his name, are you gonna wait for me to go get it, or are you gonna go get it?
Oh no, I'm definitely gonna go get it.
So why the GDs ain't going to the Chicago courthouse to prove that Larry Hoover ain't got no paperwork?
If you want me to answer that question truthfully,
I want you to answer that question honestly.
for the same reason that I haven't.
They don't want it to. You feel me?
Well, I'm gonna be real. Like in this world, and I'm gonna keep it real and act. I think you would understand it. In this world, when it comes to some people and some things, there's gonna be selective politic in there, right? To where if it was these other people, you would do it. If it's Big Meats, you would do it, as if Ack is saying. But now that it's Larry Hoover, you're not doing it, and it's not necessarily. Some situations could be out of fear, which is what 1090 is suggesting with James Highsmith. Maybe he changed his story out of fear. And I'm gonna be real. I'm just saying, if 1090 pulls that paperwork from 1968 and it's not in favor of Larry Hoover, that other piece that I know he probably has, it's gonna blow the doors off of everything. It's game over at that point. I know if I got it, he has to have it.
Hold on, Wack.
I know if my
Will you talk about him like how I've heard you discuss Big Meech, that he's a rat bastard if the paperwork says that, or will you give him the grace? Because here's the thing. I think that, and I think some people, and 1090J could even jump in. Some people are saying, bro, he's in his 70s or 60s, whatever. I don't know how old he is.
That doesn't matter. That don't matter.
Some people have been saying that to say, come on, man.
Bro,
come on.
I'm kicking 50 in the ass. I got kids like he got kids. I got a reputation like he got a reputation. 1090 gonna feel the same way. Nobody really that got a set of cojones is gonna give a f about that. They gonna read what's on the work.
Oh wow!
But at the same time, it's like there's a level of importance like this, because I don't even think you can tally up how many GDs have died behind this, right? And what I said in my video was this would be considered breaking the code by any standard, but what about the person that wrote the code?
Now I heard
people were saying, oh, this was the 60s. That didn't matter back then. What you mean? Almost every gang is based off of the mafia. The mafia was the 20s, 30s, 40s.
Hey, by the way, real quick. Wait. 1090.
Critical shot. How many people was eliminated based on based on the order of the words of that man? See, that's what I'm saying.
So it's like you got all these dudes, right? Because this man was 23 and went to prison in 1973. So the majority of the people DMing me, atting me, doing that shit that's mad as fuck ain't never even met this man. They weren't even alive by the time he went.
But it ain't even that. It ain't even about that. It's the simple fact that you're trying to put this on this man's name, all because Trump came out and said what he and did what he did. I mean, now all of a sudden, all this want to come up. And like I said, whoever that is behind that page that they say so-called running out of Chicago, that Squid Ape or whatever it is, yeah, we're gonna find out who that is. We're gonna find out who that is. Somebody gonna leak it and find out who that is.
Went to prison.
Hey, I want to ask.
But my thing is this: what happens when you find out that the person you've believed in and everything, and have crashed out behind, caught bodies behind, represented to the fullest, and you kept it so gangster, you got 7 damn life sentences yourself.
All right, see, this is where 10-9.
What gives him the right to speak on this? What makes 1090J think he can speak on this type of business, this GD business, gangster disciple business? At the end of the day, what gives him the right to speak on Chicago business? Like, come on, boys, stay where you at, police ass.
90 shows his busting the car side. What you just insinuated is the same reason Rick Ross, who is in the culture, had to pay that $3 million to the GD for saying whipping like Big Meech, Larry Hoover. Hoover, for all these decades, have been promoting growth and development for GD, regardless of what's going on out in the streets. And that man ain't out of jail yet. So for you to insinuate that, like it's a known fact, it's out of pocket. Let's get back to the content.
Gangster, you got 7 damn life sentences yourself. Fullest, and have crashed out behind, caught bodies behind, represented to the fullest, and you kept it so gangster, you got 7 damn life sentences yourself.
All right, see, this is where 1090 shows his busting the car side. Have been promoting growth and development for GD, regardless of what's going on out in the streets. And that man ain't out of jail yet. So for you to insinuate that, like it's a known fact, it's out of pocket. Let's get back to the content.
What happens when you find out if he told on somebody?
Do you ever say, you know what? If I tell them this, they're not even going to believe it. They're going to get more mad at me for bringing it to light. Let me not say it.
I mean, I'm already the most hated, so it's like no, you're not. Get your. I mean, Wack, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You got yours, but I'm white though, so I'm gonna get a different level. You white? That's the list. It's easier for them to say something about me than you. They're gonna say,
but you know why though? People. Let me tell you why I think I am, because I've been poking the bear longer than you about all kind of shit. So I ain't gonna lie, they hate your motherfucker. You could be my hated, not identical twin brother, but fraternal twin brother. You know what I'm saying? But in this situation, you see what I sent you?
Yeah.
That's me asking that site, where did you get this from? And they admitted where they got it from. Because these people think I gave it to the site. They think I gave it to the site, and then I paid 1090 to respond. These people got a crazy ass imagination, bro. It's nuts.
There's always some conspiracy theories behind. So that's how it happens, and it's easier for people to be mad at me and you than to go ahead and figure out for themselves.
And what's crazy is, man,
I seen a video earlier today. Some GD from Arkansas talking about me saying this, that, and the third, saying I'm dumb, and then he couldn't even read the paperwork. This man up his words, so it's like, how am I dumb? You can't even read it. Never mind, go get it.
And so it's like real act. If I didn't do what I did, it ain't no other voice out there unless it's a dude like you, big enough to fight this man in this type of lane. So, but I gotta tread lightly, because I can't really go. Only thing I can go at him with is what he's using. But I know there's other pieces out there that he might obtain.
I saw people trying to laugh at 1090, be like, yo, we finally got this nigga. He exposed. he really he bit off more than he could chew.
That's because of the content I read, but I'm telling you.
But it
And
looked
I
like
told
he
you
looked like
before
he might have the work. It looked like
listen, before he came on here, I said, because of the content I read, because of me interviewing that dude and what he said that kind of debunked what 1090's what his was, right? And the fact that he didn't respond immediately with what I know he probably has, let's be known, he's just being patient. He's being patient and he's waiting to get back. What that is, either way, he has a response. It's just either one could be a little shallow or one could just be an explosion where can't nobody say nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta respond to his response that he can use today. He know how I'm gonna come back. He knows it like I would know how he would come back. But then he also knows that but I'm getting threats and I'm actually fighting in favor of Larry Hoover. So I know 1090 be crazy.
No, Wack playing with fire. Wack know what he's doing. See, Wack like to create and critique this content to make people think a certain way, and he know what he's doing. He know exactly what he's doing. That's why I say y'all playing a dirty game. You and 1090 Jake. Stay out of Chicago politics. Stay out of gangster disciple politics. Like, this is some crazy stuff. Leave it alone. Like, just leave it alone. The old man is like, we just want the old man to be able to get out of that 23-1 he was in and potentially come home to his family just to, you know what I'm saying, see his grandkids, hug his wife and his son, you know. This ain't no showing no favoritism or nothing like that. Like, this man been locked up for so many years, bro. Like, now all of a sudden y'all want to try to produce this paperwork because his name ringing bells. Like, come on now. His name been ringing bells, but it's in the news now. Like, come on. Wack know what he doing. He using the man to run content, and he gonna go back on Adam 22 show, and he gonna bring up the old man name. 1090 Jake been a clown. Like, these is police ass niggas, man. Police ass niggas. I don't condone none of this. This is for fair use YouTube. But shout out to the answer. Go over there, like, share, and subscribe. But I don't even want to listen to no more of this because it's all content. I wouldn't be surprised if Wack called 1090 Jake or text him before this and said we're gonna play this play like this. Wack already exposed his hand when he went on the Danza project with Charleston White. So everything Wack do be a play. All he doing is getting content and creating content off all this. So, like I said, I just wish they'd leave the old man alone. Stop playing with fire. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. We the People TV.